Hello, it's Tracy Hauser. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tracy. I'm going to give a couple seconds for our friends to join online, and I've been told I rushed this process, so I'm practicing patience. Anyway, today I am going to go over some of the things that are coming to town, and I'm going to ask a special request from everybody watching. Please do not shoot the messenger. What I'm doing is I'm giving you information on developments that are coming to town, and some of these projects have actually been held off for 20 years. So, whoops, a little phone action here. Anyway, actually put that on Do Not Disturb, thank you. So some of these projects have been on the books for over 20 years and just now have been able to be built for various reasons. So here we go. So what's coming first that we're going to talk about is Vista Canyon. That's over in Canyon Country. It actually kind of parallels the 14 freeway, and if you, as you're headed, what would it be? Kind of northeast out to Palmdale, the Antelope Valley, and you're coming up to Sand Canyon, and you look off to the right. That's what's being built. The building that's in the wash that's coming up right now is the water reclamation plant, and that's one of a few in California. So they're going to have a very light footprint over there as far as water use. They will have 275 single-family houses. They'll have about 165 townhouses, and they'll have 110 condos, and there will be some apartments. There will also be shopping, retail, restaurants. Rumor has it there's a good chance there's going to be a theater over there, and again, there will be some commercial space for businesses. So this is going to actually bring a lot of good revenue to this side of town. What's also happening is Sand Canyon Plaza, which is on the northeast corner of Sand Canyon and Soledad. That has been, for years and years, it was a trailer park. And for several years, the owner of that property tried to develop it, and he went through a couple real estate crashes and had to stop. So this particular owner has been wanting to develop this property for literally the last 25 years. Now they're finally at a space they can do this. They will also have some single-family homes. I don't have the exact number right now because that's still being worked out. There will be some apartments, and there's going to be assisted living, which is something we don't have on the east side of town over there in Canyon Country. And anywhere from 100 to 120 rooms in there. So that's going to be good for people that have parents that you want to keep close to you and they don't fit living with you. Also, on the corner of Soledad and Sierra Highway is the Canyon Country Community Center, and that's awesome. That's, as you can see, that's happening as you're driving by. They knocked down the tattoo parlor and the the tire repair shop, and so now all you see is just Topper's Pizza and two big open lots. All right, so a little bit more. Newhall Ranch. This is a biggie. When you're driving along the 5 freeway and you look at behind Magic Mountain, you think, good grief, what are they doing over there? Newhall Ranch is another extension of Santa Clarita. That is 21,000 homes coming. And again, this has been tied up over 20 years, basically because of the traffic patterns that they were concerned about, the water, and the wildlife. There was a fish that became very famous called the stickleback fish, and that really threw that project off. Anywho, this is a 15 to 20 year build out, so this is going to be happening over time. And again, this project was delayed by 20 years for a lot of reasons. Highlands. This is also another project that's coming out in Valencia above, it's at the very top of Copper Hill and McBean, and there's already Tesoro de Valle. Well, this is going to be in the hills above Tesoro, and they've got, oh my goodness, I forgot my notes on that. That one it's going to be 2 gated communities. We're going to have some senior housing in there, 55 plus, and then there's going to be all ages, and both of those communities will be gated, and there's a small exception of about 100 homes that will be before the gate as you go up there. And this is just starting to come underway. I don't really think they're moving dirt or anything around there. It's just on the books and coming out to our community. The other thing that is just absolutely spectacular, this afternoon I had the opportunity of going to see Skyline Ranch. This is the project that's happening above Plum Canyon. As you've seen the hills that they've all been kind of carved up. There's Toll Brothers that's right below them, and that's about 200 to 220 homes there, and that's already in process. You can see that, but this is above it, and boy, do they really earn the name Skyline Ranch. I had the good fortune of one of the fellows up there. His name is John. He gave me a ride to the very top of the development today, and I am going to post some of the pictures I took because it's unbelievable what's happening up there. You can't imagine how much is happening. Now this ranch, the Skyline Ranch, is actually a huge area. It's 2,100 acres or 2,173 acres. They're going to be putting 1,260 homes up there, and they're only going to develop on 600 acres, 622 acres. They are putting an elementary school up there on an 11 acre lot, and then they are going to have a 12-acre public park, and then the rest, the additional 1,500 plus acres, is all going to be open space. The 1,500 acres is actually on the back side of the development, which would, if you were imagining Sierra Highway and Vasquez Canyon all the way over to Bouquet, and then if you were to come up Bouquet Canyon and loop across to back to Plum Canyon again, it's all that back acreage. It's almost impossible to describe without like an aerial view, which I don't have yet. Anyway, that's going to be pretty fantastic. The other thing that's coming into town, which a lot of you have probably noticed as you're driving up the 14, is an industrial park called Needham Ranch. And they are going to have state-of-the-art buildings, and they're basically going to be appealing to companies that do large manufacturing, e-commerce. We even have rumor, it's out there, that there may be some potential studios coming out there to work, and these buildings are massive. They range in size from 65,000 square feet to 206,000 square feet. So if you can imagine, they're small cities undercover, which is amazing. The last but not least is one of my favorite projects coming to town, and that's the new senior center, which is up there by Five Knolls. It's on the Cross Valley, what we call the Cross Valley Connector, basically on the corner of Golden Valley and Newhall Ranch Road. And there is also some new age-qualified homes called Galloway that are literally right across the street from the senior center. So there was some thought that went into placement on those homes. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'd love to have conversation with anybody that has questions. And again, I understand we're not in Kansas anymore. Santa Clarita is growing, and the reason it's growing is because we've been so well managed. And again, some of these projects have been on the books for years and years, and now they're all coming in line at once, and it feels a little overwhelming when you live here and you think, gosh, I remember when. I moved to Santa Clarita when the population out here was about 60,000 people. So trust me, I feel your pain. And anybody that wants to have more details filled on these projects, give me a call. I'd be happy to tell you about it. And if you think it's too crowded out here, call me and we'll help you move along. Thanks a lot.